What's up, everybody? Sorry for the spotty internet service. I don't know if you're seeing that on my end, but welcome. It's Tuesday evening. As always, cheers. While I go for that sweet hydration, please hit the like button. I didn't just stop for any cafecito on my way home from work today. I stopped at the Mecca, the only place to get cafecito, at least in this area. What's going on, everybody? Fernando, so glad you brought up Emory Williams, because that was going to be, as you know, the questions started coming in, that was going to be my first topic. I made it a point to, take time out of my schedule to look at Emory Williams' tape, because I haven't, I'm a little behind on that. So, I've been hearing his name thrown around, and, if our coaching staff is after him, then I am, I'm definitely all ears. If the coaching staff is after him and they like him, I don't care what his rating is. The kid must be good. But I just watched this tape, and oh my God, how is this young man a 3-star recruit? I mean, somebody messed up. Like, whoever was in charge of rating him or whatever they used to rate these players, it's broken. Because, a lot of potential, a lot of raw talent. Not just the raw talent. A lot of, he looks very polished. He may not have the raw athletic ability of like a Rashada or somebody like that, but that's really the only thing he's missing from being like a perfect quarterback prospect. A little on the skinnier side. Reminds me a little bit of Dorsey in that regard. But you know what? Dorsey was even skinnier than this kid. This kid's got better size to him. So I just was really, really impressed with what I saw. But as you guys are coming in, let me just plug my sponsor really quick, La Espumita. Again, you like Cuban coffee, you're a fan, you want to give it a try. You got the Espumita Bites, which are delicious. I tried those myself. They got an Instagram page. Shows you really quick there how it works. Mix it in with your coffee. Your coffee ain't boring no more. Go check them out, shopespumita.com, all your merch. Give them a like and a follow, do all that good stuff. And take them off the screen. Back to our topic. Emory Williams. 6'4", 195. Good size for, again, a guy that's entering his senior year of high school. I don't look so much at the weight. I look more at the height. 6'4" already. He's got the frame to put on weight. It's not going to be, like a Ja'Cory Harris situation, although I see Ja'Cory now and the dude's jacked, so I don't know what the hell they were doing when he was at Miami. Dude was skinny as a rail, and all of a sudden he's huge. Someone messed up there. But anyway, let's see. Oh, La Carreta, I miss it. I used to go often. Now living in northern Florida. Yeah, I think north of like Broward, they do not exist, unfortunately. Let's see. I don't know the latest with Jalen Robinson, I'm going to be honest. If he commits, does this affect us with elite wide receivers, as today's elite players want to play with the other elite players? Yeah, that's an excellent point. I'm not going to lie. It does a little bit, I think, but it also depends on how Emory Williams' rating changes from here until signing day. Because from what I saw, and what I'm about to show you now in a minute, what he can do on the field, his rating is going to spike real quick. There's no way he stays a 3-star recruit. There's no way. At least from what I saw. Again, I am a novice at picking out certain things like mechanics and things like that. I thought the dude looked pretty polished. I don't know if you guys have seen his tape, but if you give me a moment, I'm about to do something I've never done on my channel before. We're going to watch a little bit of film together. Give me 1 second, and there we go. Little picture in picture. All right, here we go. So there's Emory Williams right there. Boom. Love his footwork. Ball placement, I really like that. I look for that with really with young quarterbacks. I mean, his ball placement is absolutely perfect. In stride, nice little touch throw over the linebackers. He can make every throw. Touch pass, lob pass. He can get it out there. He good bullet pass. He can run a little bit. Dude's deceptively athletic. All right, just a little glimpse there. I don't know how much I'm allowed to show. So let's just remove that. So yeah, there's a whole, you can look up his tape. There's like a 3 minute video you can watch on him. Dude looks very mature. He looks like he doesn't try to take too much like a lot of young quarterbacks, young talented quarterbacks try to do. They try to make the big throw. No, if the dump off underneath is there, you take that. So I was very impressed with that. His footwork, his mechanics. Dude looks very, very polished. And also looks like he has a very high ceiling. Does he have an absolute like Josh Allen cannon for an arm? No. Does he have a strong arm? Yes. Can he make every throw? Yes. But what I was impressed with, man, was his accuracy and just the fact that he looks like he belongs in college already. So I was very impressed with Emory Williams. And I'll tell you right now, if he ends up being our one quarterback recruit for this class, I'm not upset at all. Would I love the big time 5-star prospect? Yes, because like Winston said, you get the 5-star prospect, you probably get the 5-star receivers to go with them because big time players want to play with other big time players. 100%, I agree with you. But maybe people take notice of Emory Williams. Who knows? Maybe we still keep a Jaylen Brown here in our backyard. Do you get Ennis Williams, someone of like Carnell Tate's caliber? Maybe you miss on those guys, but I think you bring in a still very, very solid recruiting class amongst the receivers where one or multiple of them could end up as NFL players. So I don't think it hurts our chances as at 5-star guys a lot, maybe a little bit, because Emory's not that sexy name right now, but that can change. So Fred's asked, why aren't we receiving commits with everyone going to practice and raving about Miami at staff? I've been thinking about this the last few weeks, Fred, and this is why. This is my answer. I think nowadays in college football is I think the fastest evolving sport like on the planet. Like it is evolving before our eyes with every passing year. It is literally not the same sport it was a year ago or 2 years ago because of the NIL and the transfer portal and all that stuff that goes with it. So I think what's happening here is the elite players, and rightfully so, I don't blame them one bit, they are enjoying this process of all these schools coming after them and whining and dining them and taking them on these recruiting trips and touring all these beautiful campuses. And literally these schools are pouring millions upon millions of dollars into their locker rooms, their facilities to attract these top players. Like they're pouring money into these facilities like to get you 5-star QB, 5-star wide receiver. And why commit too early? If you commit too early, then you're not getting wined and dined as much, So I don't blame them. Guys like Andrew Bain, Reuben Bain, Jaylen Brown, Brandon Ennis. Yeah, they should be enjoying the process. Alex, what's going on, bro? They should be enjoying the process. I would be doing the same thing. So this is still very early for those big time names to commit, even back a few years ago, but especially today. I think they're going to take their time. I don't think you'll see those big names start to commit to Miami until probably close to the season starting. So patience, guys. I'm not nervous or panicking one bit. I think this was par for the course. I don't think this is the same situation as last year because I think that's what people are thinking. We were going into the season with like a handful of commitments and just the needle wasn't moving. We got a few guys, we got Kamari, we were excited. Then we got Chris Graves. We started getting these commits before the season started. We started getting excited again. I think we were like at 6 or 7 commits when the season's by the time the Alabama game rolled around, and we were all very excited because they were all like quality names. Guys started dropping off and what have you. I don't think it's going to be the same situation. How many commits do you think we get before the dead period, if any? I'll be honest, I don't know exactly when the dead period ends, but I think by the end of June, we'll have like a handful of new commits. By the end of July, another handful. So by the time the season starts, I think we'll be probably at around 10, like double digits, like low, like 11, 12 commits by the time the season starts. And then they'll keep, they'll go committing from there. And then as the season goes, they'll come in chunks, 5, 6 at a time. And, we'll get our full class. And we'll plug up holes with the portal like everybody else is doing. We're offering a lot of tight ends. How many do you think we take and who's top of our list? That's a good question, Alex. Man, it's hard to say who's at the top of the list, but I hope we take at least 3 because Mario likes tight ends that can block. That's not as easy to find. And you got Will Mallory leaving. You got Jaleel Skinner obviously just got here, so you'll have him for a few years. You got Mammarelli, I think, is gone after this year, or maybe he stays for one more season. I don't know. I don't know if he still has that one extra COVID season. Larry Hodges already left. You got Khalil Brantley for a couple more years. And then who else? Oh, Arroyo. That's what I'm missing. You got Arroyo. Yeah, so basically you're going to be left with Arroyo, Brantley, and Mammarelli. Or Arroyo, Brantley, and Skinner. That's who you're left with. Very talented trio. So I'm thinking, yeah, we probably take 2 or 3 because Arroyo could leave after this year. That is a possibility. If he just has a breakout, like an absolute breakout season. Oh, wait, no. Is he a sophomore? Someone help me out. Is Arroyo a sophomore? Or going into his sophomore or junior year? Now I'm forgetting. Because if he's going into his 3rd year, then, yeah, he could be gone after this year. He's a true sophomore? Okay, so we do get him for 1 more year. But maybe just 1 more. You know what I mean? And now, again, you've got to factor in transfer portal. What if one leaves? So you got to take those factors into account. Definitely need at least 2. I think at least 2. We might take 3. It doesn't hurt to have those extra blockers on the edge and line guys up like at the H-back position. We've seen Coach Gaddis go to like 13 personnel at times. So, not out of the realm of possibility. Dominique, if you could pick one recruit to be the ambassador of this class, who would it be? I would think it's Ruben Bain. I mean, the dude, I think he'd be, a 2nd-generation Cane? I mean, not his father didn't play, but you know what I mean. His uncle played for the team. I believe Tolbert's his uncle. And then you got his older brother, I believe, who's like a graduate assistant or an analyst or something. You got, I don't know, I think there was an offensive lineman named Andrew Bain who played for us. I don't know if he's related. But anyway, it's in the family. It's in the blood to be a Cane. And we've been after him since he was like a freshman probably. So, yeah, I would think he's the class ambassador. Arroyo and Skinner, elite talent. Big need is Bain. Can we get Jordan Addison? I don't think Jordan Addison is happening, Kevin. Would I have loved him on this team? Absolutely. That's the guy. That's the kind of guy we were hoping. I mean, you were hoping to land a guy that's maybe 75% the player that Jordan Addison is. If that guy jumped into the portal, you'd be ecstatic if you got him. I mean, like a guy that's like a fraction of what Addison is. Jordan Addison would immediately be the best, probably the best player on the offense. Arguably, it's between him and TVD. And you would get a guy that blows the top off the defense. He puts pressure on the safeties to, give some cushion, and that opens up running lanes. We have a better shot at Robinson from UCF. Right. John, if we can get McLean, but we get Robinson, who is our backup at the corner position to replace McLean for a top-level 5-star. Yeah, Cormani McLean is, I've talked about it on the show. He is a plug and play kind of guy. Like, we get him, it would not shock me one bit, even with all the other guys that we have, that he starts day one. He has that ability. But Robinson, now is when we're hearing more and more elite names pop up, especially the state of Florida. So I have no doubt with who we have. Look who we have as recruiters for the secondary. All right. So I have no doubt we're going to get one or two, if not 5-star, very close to 5-star, like top 50, top 75 caliber corners. And we're going to be just fine. In a year's time, 2 years' time, we're going to have some lockdown corners on this team. Any news on? Nothing to report there, unfortunately. Just hope the young man's doing well. Rashada, if we can get him to commit. You're saying you would prefer Rashada over Emery? I don't blame you. Yeah, I think that would be my number one choice too. I'm just saying if we get Emery Williams, I'm not upset one bit. I think this kid is going to be quite the quarterback at the next level, no matter who gets him. I think he's a diamond in the rough. And again, I think his rating is going to change very, very soon. He's going to get a lot of attention. Let's see. Top guy will be Right Williams. Do you know where we're at with the Southern California corner that we've been recruiting for a while now, even before Mario got hired? Is that Williams by any chance? I'm trying to think of. I know I'm trying to think of his name. I'm not sure where we're at with him. Yes, please hit the like button. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not sure where we're at with him. Oh, for ambassador, that's what you were saying. Sorry, I got ADD with these comments. Rashada would be the ambassador. Yes, Aaron Williams. Thank you. Aaron Williams. I like Aaron Williams a lot. Yeah, that was the other, when I was talking about, McLean, I was like, there was another guy from out of state Aaron Williams. He's committed to Louisville. That could change. You never know. Yeah, that's a dude that's got a bigger physical corner. That I like bigger physical corners. Guys like Tyreek Stevenson, that mold, that's what we want. Especially if you got a guy like Cormani McLean maybe on the other side who's a little leaner, longer player. I love a guy like Aaron Williams on this team. But let's see what else we got. I know I missed a couple of questions here. Arizona State. Yeah, we're looking at all the linebackers, man. Malik Bryant, I think right now is the top target. And he, I think, announced his top 10 or something, or top 8. And I think sorry, I got distracted reading this. He's like, I think he announced his top 10 or his top 8. Malik Bryant did, and we were in it. So, we'll see. But I think we land at least one 5-star at linebacker. If I had to predict how many 5-stars we land in this class, because that's a fun discussion people are having on all the podcasts, I think we land at least 4. I think we land at least 4. Those would be, I'm going to say, this is my prediction. I don't think we land a top 5 quarterback. If we do, great. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times. I don't think we land a 5-star quarterback. I said top 5. A 5-star quarterback. I think we get a 5-star receiver. I think we get a 5-star linebacker. I think we get a 5-star on the O-line. And maybe a 5-star corner. I think those are the 4 positions we get a 5-star in. My comment above, what do you think about it? Alex, where is your comment? Oh, Alabama carries around 7 tight ends. Georgia has 8. Yeah, because that's the other thing. They use them for different things in different packages. Tight ends by nature are very versatile players. John, do you think still might get the linebacker that's in the transfer portal? Do you think? I think we got a decent shot there. I mean, I'm not holding out a ton of hope. I'm kind of mentally preparing myself for this is our defense, like what we have right now. We might still land another guy in the portal for the linebacker room, but I'm already preparing myself that this is who we got. And you know what? I'm not like ecstatic, but I'm pretty pleased, and I'm kind of excited as to what this defense can do, because that spring game showed me that the Kevin Steele, Charlie Strong effect is already taking hold on this defense. They're already tackling a million times better. They're already swarming to the football better. All those young freshmen that got valuable playing time last year, they're going to be a year more mature, a year more comfortable. Guys like Cam and James and guys like that. So I am very excited about this defense, and I think it's going to surprise some people. Is it going to be top 10? No, I don't think so. I'll be honest. I don't think we're going to be a top 10 defense unless we land a big time Mike linebacker. But that being said, I think we're going to be a very solid defense, top 25-ish, top 20-ish. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if we are. So glad we landed Charlie Strong. Avante. Yeah. Well, Charlie Strong is going to have he's going to do great work with that linebacker room. I'm just going to say that. And too bad Avante is not like at a position where Charlie Strong can coach him directly. But Avante's about to have a breakout season, I think. Top 35 defense. I think it's going to be a little better than that. I think we're going to surprise some people. I heard Mr. Ruiz is on the Feinbaum show. Those SEC boys are ticked at what's happening at the U. They know the tide is changing. I know they are. Top 20 to top 25, I think. As far as recruiting as well. Let's see. John, in your honest opinion, do you think Aaron Williams is like Cormani McLean, where he could start day one as soon as he gets on campus, or we need development when he gets on campus? I think he could play. I don't think he's like day one starter. Or you know what? He could be. He could be. I think he's got that kind of ceiling. But Aaron Williams, excellent player, All-American caliber player. I think he can possibly start day one, but probably play. He'll play as a freshman. He'll find a role pretty quickly. Because he would certainly raise the talent level of that room. That's for sure. With NIL bidding wars, will that stop kids from committing before signing day, making it harder for us? That's the NIL is another reason. What I was saying earlier, that guys are going to wait, because not only are they getting wined and dined like they used to with all these recruiting visits and trying to impress them, it's also NIL deals. Because it's like what happened with FSU, you got to be wary of that. You sign an NIL deal, supposedly, you know, it was signed or whatever. I don't know what happened there, but you sign an NIL deal and then the dude still goes somewhere else. Does that deal still stick, but he's playing elsewhere? Like, so, you know, Miami obviously has to be careful with that. Where are we at with Anthony Hill from Texas? Are we out of it for him because of what Texas is doing as well as Texas A&M with the NIL? I don't think we're out of it with anybody, especially when you got Kevin Steele and Charlie Strong. We're not out of it for Anthony Hill. I don't think we're number one on his list. You know, we're in his top 5 or whatever. I don't think, you know, would I be surprised if we get him? Probably not. Again, I don't think we're out of it for anybody, but are we behind a couple teams? Yes, I think we are behind a couple teams with Anthony Hill, but we're not out of it. Let's see. Anthony says, John, the Miami Heat game is starting in 10 seconds. Yes. I was purposely making it a shorter show today, guys, because of the Heat game. But, oh, man, how about, I don't know if any of you guys, I know hockey's not big in South Florida, but oh, my God, that Panther game last night. Good Lord. I was ready to turn off the television. They pulled their goalie. We tied the game with 2 minutes left. Then overtime, which in the playoffs, overtime is a full 20-minute period. It's not 5 minutes, 3-on-3 hockey like the regular season. And I'm just gonna say it. The hockey playoffs, hockey is the most fun playoffs, I think, of all the sports. Better than the NFL playoffs. I would say slightly better than the NBA playoffs. Definitely better than the baseball playoffs. Yeah, the NHL playoffs are so fun. I mean, it's constant, like pulse pounding action. Like you don't get a chance to breathe. Your heart is up here the entire game. It's insane. I forgot how much I liked it. Malik Bryan is a monster, but like a college line. Yeah. No, Malik Bryan is filthy, dude. That's the kind of guy we used to get. Do you remember? Look, even after the Vilmas and the Dan Morgans, I remember the early days of Rivals and, you know, all these websites. And when we started following the recruiting rankings, who's Coker getting, you know, and, you know, who's Coker after those, you know, 03, 04, we were landing 5-star after 5-star because we were coming off that dominance. Man, I'm pretty sure, you know, guys like Leon Williams was a 5-star. Tavares Gooden, I think, was ranked really high. John Beeson was ranked really high. It was these guys that you know were going to step in and be killers right away. You know, obviously, everybody remembers when we got Willie Williams, but that didn't work out, unfortunately. But yeah, it's going to get back to that level, I think, at linebacker. Like it's going to be a complete 180 from what we've been used to the last 3 years. We're going to get some studs, and people are going to be like, "What is happening at Miami?" What do you think? Do you think Liechtenstein is a starter? I think he will be a difference maker for sure. I think, I think he's going to, is he a starter? Not for sure, but he's going to split time with somebody. I think he's going to get a lot of snaps. He's going to be busy. He's going to be making plays. You know, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of power, I think. Like he's a really strong player. I think he's going to bull rush a lot of dudes. You know, it's great size, strength, 6'6", 270, whatever. I know the coaches like him, so I think he's at least going to split snaps with another guy. Like, you know, on the depth chart, it's going to be that or situation. I think that's going to be the case. There needs to be a 30 for 30 on Willie Williams. Yeah, that's a sad story, unfortunately. But man, I remember when, you know, back, this is before podcasts, kids. This is before driving home from school, I would listen to like QAM and all that stuff. And the top story in the spring and summer was, is Coker going to land Willie Williams? Is he still going to bring him in even with all his troubles? That dude, let me tell you, the little glimpses of him that we saw on special teams, and they would bring him in like on 3rd and long. When that dude tackled people, it just sounded different. Like as far as just a talent, absurd. He was like as a physical talent, he was up there with Sean Taylor. I will say that right now. Coming out of high school, obviously Sean Taylor went on to prove it, you know, every single week from the moment he stepped on the field at the Orange Bowl to to when he went to the NFL. I'm not saying proven talent. I'm saying talent coming out of high school. He was that caliber. Are we done at DN in the portal? No kills. Yeah, no, I agree. There's nobody there that's like jumping out at me. I don't know what the situation is with Coleman, the kid from Jacksonville State. Are we done? I don't know. I think for guys that are going to play this year, that are going to come in and play this year, I think we're done there. And yeah, I don't see us going after any big time playmakers. I think the guys that we've, to fill holes, I think we've done that for now. And the guy I'm most excited about is Mesidor. How are we going to use him and what he's going to do on the field? Best high school linebacker I've ever seen. Willie Williams, yep. Just an absolute freak. Today, 18 years later, he would still be considered a freak. What's your thought on the wide receiver from UCF? I like him. I do like him. He's, he raises the level of that room, which is what you want from a transfer guy. If the incoming transfer doesn't raise the caliber of the room like KJ Osborne did, like Rambo did, then it's not worth it. Then I think you got what you got and you can work with that. But I think, yeah, the UCF dude, he's a threat. I don't think he's a guy that scares defensive coordinators necessarily, but you can plug him in, in the right situation, right quarterback. You can make a lot of plays for sure. If we done, that scares me because we all know that D-line doesn't create havoc. It puts too much pressure on our linebackers. Yeah, no, it scares me too. I committed to Missouri. Okay, thank you, sir. It scares me too for sure. The D-line has to do their job. It's going to come down to is Leonard Taylor going to make that next step to being an All-American caliber player? I think he's got that ability. This is the year, usually going from your freshman to sophomore year is when you take the biggest leap. Does he make that leap this year and cement himself as a potential later first-round pick? Because he's got that ability. Does he take that step? Does Mesidor come in and basically continue where he left off at West Virginia? If he does, I think he's going to create a lot of havoc, Alex. I think it creates a lot of havoc. Does Liechtenstein continue where he left off in the spring and be that solid run-stopping, edge-setting guy that can get a little pressure on the QB? There's a lot of, ifs and a lot of upside, which is good. But still a lot of ifs, so we got to see what happens there. Does Nigel E. Kelly come back full strength and make an impact on this team as a freshman? We've seen guys do it before. Garvin made an impact as a true freshman. Joe Jackson certainly made an impact as a true freshman. I wanted DJ as well. Zoe. I think we hear news on Zoe very soon. You saw the University of Miami Twitter page. They posted something about the job posting, basically an open position for the director of football operations. Yeah. I think we hear news on that very soon. See, now that makes me think something happened. If something happened, I can't watch anything. If something happened with Zoe, let me know. But if not, I think we hear something about that very soon. ACC is planning to eliminate divisions. Yeah, I saw that whole thing, and I think we'll end on this. I saw that thing about them, we're going to have 3 permanent opponents, and the rest of it is just on a rotational basis. I like that. Because then the the schedule doesn't get stale. It's not the same 6 opponents every single year. It's just 3. Obviously, FSU would be one of them. And my picks would be FSU, Vatech, and North Carolina. Those would be my 3. And then the other ones you just rotate. So that way, you get Wake Forest more often, you get Louisville more often, you get Clemson more often, which I'm down for that challenge. Bring them on. You get who else is in the Atlantic? You get Syracuse more often. We used to have a nice rivalry with them in the Big East. I wouldn't mind that at all. It's always fun to play them. Yeah, I think, the landscape of college football is going to continue changing like at warp speed. There's been talk of the Power 5 breaking away from the NCAA for years, but now with NIL, that could expedite things. Or it could kill talks of it altogether, but something I think is going to happen there. Yes, certainly. Rest in peace, Sam Bruce. What a talent that young man was. Gone too soon. Need Frank Ladson to step up. Yeah, absolutely. I think at this point, aside from X is going to be X. He's going to be that solid, consistent slot receiver, but not a game-breaking, burn your defense over the top kind of guy that can change a game with one play. Do we have that receiver? I think Jacoby or Brinson can still develop into that guy. Brinson more than Jacoby. Let's see. John, I saw your comment. John, what's your email? I'm Laura, wants to connect with an ally that can provide a fan base with a clear picture of it. Oh, yes, sir. I will post that for you right now. Give me 1 second. But yeah, keep sending in those questions, guys. What about out-of-conference games? Out-of-conference games, I think that's pretty much going to stay the same. You still rotate them. I don't think you do more in-conference games. I think that still stays as 8 per year. But no, out-of-conference, I think you still play 4. I would love to play more and less conference games. I think that was the whole thing with the whole, the alliance that we were going to do with the Pac-12 and the Big Ten, whatever happened with that. We talked about it for a little bit last offseason, and then, I never heard about it again. I hope that's still happening because I would love to every once in a while play USC every 2 or 3 years, play Michigan, Penn State every 2 or 3 years, Ohio State. I would love that. So if you did half the schedule out of conference, half the schedule in conference, I wouldn't mind that either. Or if you have the same or less conference games, okay, but make them big time matchups. None of this garbage of playing, no offense to Toledo, but playing Toledo, that doesn't help us at all. Let's see. I will put my email there for you, Ronnie. Hang on 1 second because my keyboard is all the way on my right. All right, guys, send in your final questions before I log out because I got to go watch this Heat game. There you go, Ronnie. That's my Gmail. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, by the way. Let's see. Did I miss any other questions? I know I jump around a lot. I apologize, guys. I need a West Coast matchup so I can see my Canes in person. Oh, you live out west. Again, that Miami USC is that dream matchup that I would love to see. I would also love to see Miami against Oregon. I would love to see who else is out west. It's kind of a light, a top heavy conference. It's basically them and Oregon, and that's it. It's a big drop off. Oregon State might be a fun matchup too. They've kind of been a tough, scrappy team over the years. We need another linebacker. Yeah, what else is new? All right, guys. I think I'm going to stop it right there. We're 40 minutes in, 67 on the chat. UCLA if they get their stuff together, that could be a fun matchup. Man, what a drop off UCLA had. You remember they were really on the rise when like Jim Morrow first got there, and they had Josh Rosen. Man, I mean, it was like Josh Rosen's sophomore junior year. It just a complete nosedive. That's a shame because it was kind of fun to see UCLA good for a while, just like when Cal was good when Aaron Rodgers was there. Oh, thank you, Mark. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Gonna go catch the Heat game. Hope they win finally. They need this game. As always, guys,